We've been talking about the weather. It is a first alert weather day as we expect some rain and some gusting winds. Let's get back to Mike.
Hi there. So yeah, that is the big story tonight. The rain is going to be a constant over the next couple of days. We'll track that in a moment, but the messaging I'm trying to get out tonight are those gusty winds, possibility of some power outages and some down leaves and limbs. Very high tonight. As Joyce was telling you, some of those winds could exceed 50 and even 60 miles an hour. Looking across the Seattle Metro, we're in it now. Just a half hour ago, this was a dry lens and we weren't seeing all that camera rock, but now we're starting to see that. Temperatures sitting in the low 50s. That's also a big part of our story. These successive systems are really going to drive temperatures down over the next few days, and that could create some pass level snow this weekend. For the time being, we're sitting around 4,000 feet, but look at this. Temperatures will peak in the upper 40s with some 30s possible during the overnights. Now, taking a look at water vapor, here's the good-ish news is that technically this is going to be an atmospheric river, but you notice that it's got a split taking place right near Northern California and Southern Oregon. So what that means is we're not going to take a lot of rain right on the head, unless of course you happen to be in the Olympics where it will rain steadily throughout this entire event. Some of that creeping around the corner right now and making its way into the metro areas. Coastal flooding possible in Grays Harbor, especially in Westport. We want to get the messaging out there. There is the possibility of that wind-driven rain and the possibility of some high tides creating some flooding concerns, even in some of the downtown parts there near Westport. So if you need to do some sandbagging, now is the time to do it, because tomorrow morning it is possible that you could be seeing some flooding there. Also, on top of the wind warning that we mentioned in that yellow color, there's also a wind advisory. That's the tan areas here where winds will be in excess of 40 miles an hour. So spotty power outages possible, and again, possibly a slow commute tomorrow. One thing that was really remarkable to me earlier is that the gale warning that was in effect has now been upgraded to a storm warning. This is the highest warning the National Weather Service has, basically saying keep boats out of Admiralty Inlet and the immediate coast here until further warning, regardless of the size. It's not a small craft warning, it's an all craft warning. Winter storm warning in effect for the mountains of the Skagit and Whatcom counties there. Basically Highway 20, Washington Pass, don't even try it. 5,400 feet, you don't want to do it. And 542 up towards Whatcom, get to Graham's, get a beer, stop there, call it a day. It'll be much better this weekend. Future winds, everything you see in purple is where we expect those winds to get to about 40 miles an hour or higher. So basically what we're saying here in a long-winded way is that it's going to be gusty tonight. Again, possibility of some spotty power outages, especially along the coast, but coastal portions of Skagit, Whatcom, Island counties, looks like you could continue to see some of those winds that'll gust overnight tonight. In fact, it's not really going to start to calm down until we get to about Thursday. Now, as far as the rain goes, as we just saw a moment ago, we're not going to see steady plumes of rain trained over top of Washington, but what we will see are bands of rain that will come through and will be periodically heavy at times. But what you notice here is that the Olympics are always trained on that. So the Bogus Shield River off towards Clallam County, and it looks like in Mason County, it looks like the Skokomish at Potlatch could possibly flood here, and we'll keep an eye on the rivers through the rest of the week here. One more thing before I let you go, there is thunderstorm potential along the immediate coast. Some of that will creep inland on Thursday, so if you hear the rumble of thunder, make sure you get yourself indoors. 7-day snow level is high for now, but as we go through the weekend, some of that could get as low as Snoqualmie Pass. We'll keep you posted and keep you updated.